Jimmy Iovine wasn't supposed to win. Not in music, not anywhere. He wanted to be an artist. That was the dream. Write songs, make records, be heard. None of it worked. His music didn't break through. His voice didn't stand out. His talent wasn't enough. In another life, this is where the story ends. But Jimmy didn't quit music. He quit being the center of it. That decision saved his life. Before the success, there was rejection. A lot of it. Studios ignored him. Labels passed. Producers didn't care. Not because he was bad, because he was forgettable. And that hurt more than failure. Jimmy watched other musicians win, some less talented, some less disciplined. But they had something he didn't. Connection. Not to people, to taste. Jimmy felt it early, before he could explain it. Some songs hit, some didn't, and it had nothing to do with skill. It had to do with feeling. He took a job as a studio assistant. Not glamorous, not respected. Cleaning, wiring, fetching coffee. But he listened. Not to the music, to the room. He watched artists react to small changes. A louder kick drum, a different vocal take, a pause before the chorus. Jimmy noticed something critical. Artists didn't know what they wanted. They felt it when it was right. And Jimmy learned to feel it too. This wasn't theory, it was instinct. He couldn't explain taste, but he could recognize it. While others chased technique, Jimmy chased reaction. Who nodded, who leaned forward, who stopped talking. Music wasn't about notes, it was about behavior. Jimmy stopped trying to impress. He started trying to understand. That shift changed everything. Jimmy didn't announce his reinvention. He disappeared into the background. Producers got the credit, artists got the spotlight, Jimmy got the room. He sat quietly while egos clashed. He learned how artists think, not logically, emotionally. Insecure one minute, confident the next. What they said they wanted rarely matched what moved them. Jimmy became a translator between sound and feeling, between chaos and clarity. That's how he met Dr. Dre. Dre was precision, obsession, control. Jimmy didn't fight it, he matched it. Together they chased one thing, what feels right in the car. Not the studio, not the charts, the car, because that's where people live with music. They tested mixes there, windows up, windows down. If it didn't hit in traffic, it didn't matter. Jimmy's gift wasn't taste, it was empathy. He could step inside how other people listened. That made him valuable. He helped build careers. Bruce Springsteen, U2, Eminem, different genres, same instinct. Know the listener better than the artist knows themselves. Jimmy still wasn't famous, but he was essential. He watched technology change music, MP3s, cheap earbuds, compressed sound. Music got louder but thinner. Jimmy hated it, not as an audiophile, as a listener. He noticed something everyone ignored. People didn't want better sound. They wanted impact. They wanted bass you could feel. This wasn't nostalgia, it was behavior. And behavior is where Jimmy always looked. That's when the idea formed, not a music label, not an album, a product. Something that translated emotion into hardware, but nobody asked him to build it. So he did anyway. The idea sounded stupid. Headphones, a commodity, low margins, crowded market. Everyone said no. Engineers mocked it. Retailers dismissed it. Investors laughed. Jimmy didn't argue, because arguing means you don't understand what they're missing. He partnered with Dre, not for credibility, for alignment. They weren't selling sound, they were selling how music should feel. Beats wasn't built for audiophiles. It was built for people who wanted to feel something. Bass forward, bold, unapologetic. Critics hated it. Overpriced, inaccurate, marketing hype. Jimmy smiled, because critics don't buy volume, people do. Beats became identity. You weren't just listening, you were signaling. This is how I feel music. This is who I am. Athletes wore them, artists wore them, kids copied them. Not because of specs, because of culture. Jimmy understood the cheat code. Taste spreads socially. People don't decide alone. They follow people who feel confident. Beats sold emotion at scale. Then Apple came, not to copy, to acquire. A $3 billion deal for headphones. The failed musician never became famous. He became influential, and that's the real power. Jimmy didn't win by being talented. He won by listening better than everyone else. Understanding people's taste before they could explain it. That's why beats worked. After the deal, nothing changed inside Jimmy. Money didn't sharpen his instinct, it just removed friction. At Apple, he didn't become a product guy. He became a filter. What feels right? What feels fake? Those were his questions. Technology moved faster. Trends shifted weekly. Jimmy stayed anchored to one thing: human reaction. He killed ideas that looked brilliant on paper because they didn't move people. He pushed ideas that felt obvious but hard to explain. That's taste. Taste isn't logic, it's pattern recognition. Built from years of being ignored, of sitting in rooms where nobody asked your opinion. Jimmy learned by watching, not by winning. The irony is brutal. He failed as a musician because he wanted to be heard. He succeeded as a builder because he learned how others listen. That's the lesson. If your work isn't landing, it's not always skill. Sometimes you're standing in the wrong place. Sometimes the audience is telling you something you're not listening to. Jimmy Iovine never chased relevance. He chased reaction. And reaction is what builds culture.